Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of A Marvelous March, a special podcast series dedicated to celebrating the strength, resilience, and success of incredible women. I'm Sakshi Rohra, a happiness coach and founder of Blissfully Soulful, along with Devna Parekh, a career counselor and a parenting coach. We're very happy and excited to embark on this journey with you. March is all about celebrating women, and through this series, we'll be bringing to you inspiring conversations with women who have transformed their lives and made an incredible change in the community. From personal struggles to professional triumphs, each story is a testament of the power of passion, purpose, and perseverance. To kick off the series, we have two speakers, Divya Achhpal and Aanchal Rohra Mathreja. Aanchal is the founder of Home Soul Plant-Based Kitchen and Two Little Shirts. Divya, along with Aanchal, is the founder of Two Little Shirts. And with this, I welcome you both on this podcast for today. So, Aanchal, I would like to start with you, knowing what led you towards a plant-based lifestyle. Can you tell us a little more about your journey towards this health wellness?
Okay. Hi, everyone. So I'll start by talking about a little bit about my journey. So it all started in 2020 when COVID had hit. And I remember at the time I was dealing with minor health issues like I had PCOS and I had cholesterol, and that had been going on for a good 6 years. So I had visited doctors, I had visited dermatologists because at the time I was also dealing with skin issues because of my PCOS. And I had taken pills, I had been prescribed certain medication, ointments, everything, and everything used to be fine as long as I was taking those medications. But the minute I would stop it, my levels would again go back to, they would again go up, or, levels would basically go haywire. So that's when during the lockdown, I realized that I have a lot more time and let me just try and see how to reverse, these minor health issues. But they had been bothering me for so long that I was like, let me see how I can kind of tackle them in a more holistic way because I'm somebody who's never been big on medicines in general. So that's when I started doing my research, and the more I read, the more I realized that maybe I should eliminate certain anti-inflammatory foods out of my diet. And so I at the time went on a plant-based lifestyle. So I eliminated dairy, I eliminated gluten, I eliminated a lot of refined sugar, refined oils, and I started replacing them with healthier substitutes. And in 3 months, I lost 6 kgs, which was not even something that I was trying to do, but losing weight was kind of a side effect of getting healthy. And my skin issues, everything went away. My cholesterol levels came back to normal. My hormonal imbalances, my PCOS, everything, it just normalized. All my levels got normal in 3 months, and something I was dealing for a good 6 years.
Wow, that's
So,
amazing.
Achal,
Yeah.
it's really amazing, and we can see that on your skin. We can see your beautiful face, your beautiful hair, and I think in a very organic way, you have lost weight and you have got that glow on your face. So, can you tell us something more about your food venture of Home Soul?
So again, Home Soul is a COVID baby. So because during that time, during that period, I was experimenting with a lot of different foods, a lot of different ingredients at home. My mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law Ritu Mathreja, my sister-in-law Sneha Mathreja, and we came up with the idea of coming up with a plant-based kitchen because my sister-in-law Sneha too at the time was dealing with again minor health issues, hormonal imbalances, and we used to conduct a lot of different food experiments. Where we used to come up with vegan chocolate brownies because both of us have a sweet tooth, or we would like we used to make a lot of smoothie bowls. My mother-in-law, she was already very popular for the granola that she used to make, and she used to use healthy ingredients. So since you were anyway, making all these things at home, and everybody at home was enjoying it, like my father-in-law, my husband Tushar. So they gave us this push, and they were like, why don't you all just sort of make a business out of it and see how it goes. So it all started as a fun idea, and it just took off. So now we have a lot of things like smoothie bowls on our menu, like a lot of different flavors, in fact, in smoothie bowls. We have things like bliss balls, we have trail mixes, we do a lot of breakfast hampers. Even on events like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, we have people placing orders with us for like a high tea hamper or a breakfast hamper. And we don't use any unhealthy ingredients. We use only we source from vendors that we personally trust, and we use the ingredients that we personally like to incorporate on a day-to-day basis. Like even at home, we are using cold pressed coconut oil for all our cooking, and that's what we are using for home soul as well. And in fact, that is something that I even give my son now. We also have jams. So yeah, that's the whole journey of Home Soul Plant-Based Kitchen, and that's how it came into fruition.
Amazing, amazing, Aanchal. And just, how you added up, you're giving it to your son also. How old is your son?
He's 1 year old.
Oh my, that's so amazing to know. So
Yes.
along with
So
home-based,
I
you
think my next stop is Achhal's home soul products because any birthdays, any parties, and it is home soul.
So
yes.
actually, we do have a lot of moms who get in touch with us for their birthdays. So we make these plant-based smoothie jars for them. We also we also do giveaways like our granola bags. So yeah, a lot of mothers reach out to us for
And I
their
think the mothers, it's a very amazing gift for the mothers to give themselves also, rather than waiting for somebody else to give them,
Yeah,
best
absolutely.
way to.
That's true.
So from plant-based, how did you and Divya come up with the idea of Two Little Shirts? How
So
did this come up as a journey? How did you think about this?
So I remember like when I started following a conscious, plant-based diet, I used to, it just kind of became a habit to check my food labels whenever I went to the supermarket, whenever I purchased anything. Even now, like I always check my food labels. And, the minute there are things that I feel I don't understand when I'm reading them, or I see preservatives, I see sugar, things like that, I don't end up buying the product. And that's when I came across something that I read that said that we check our food labels. Now it's time to start checking our clothing labels.
Wow.
And that kind of made me realize that, okay, this is not enough. There is so much more that one needs to do when it comes to health. There are so many other factors that come into play. And then I started reading up on how synthetic fabrics, polyesters, they contain microplastics, and how our skin is the biggest absorbent. So when we are wearing these fabrics, how they are affecting our health, how they are endocrine disruptors, and how because of that you can get health issues. And that's when I thought that since I have a fashion background, so at the time I was like, why not just get into clothing, something, like start doing my research on natural fabrics and maybe come up with a clothing line. Because I think in a way, like, you always experiment on yourself first, right? So I was like, let me try this out for myself, and then let me see how it goes. And I know Divya was already doing her research on the subject at the time. Like she was, working on coming up with a brand into sustainable fashion, and she had spoken to me about it. So that's when I connected with her, and I was like, let's try and come up with something together, and let's see how it goes. So that's how Two Little Shirts happened. And again, like
So yes, yes, continue.
the
Yes,
two
continue.
in Two Little Shirts is actually for both of us. Like we are two sisters.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's how Two Little Shirts happened, like the name.
Yes. Yes. So as you both are the founders of Two Little Shirts, can we have Divya on board and want to know that what is the idea behind Two Little Shirts and also what piqued your interest in slow fashion?
So it also for me was also during COVID. I think during COVID times we all had a lot to lot of time to think about what we are doing and how life is going. I was working as a stylist, and in the movie industry, in the ad industry, as a costume stylist, there's been a lot of wastage because there's no time. We buy like 10 options, out of which one gets used, and the remaining 9 probably go waste if they are not returned. So that's when I was thinking about how much of an impact today's fashion industry and fast fashion has on the planet. And I started reading about it. I watched a few movies, and it made so much sense. And again, like Anchal said, you need to read your clothing labels. I had also read something that said that clothes are also skincare. So how we're doing so much of like beauty products, we're trying to take care of our skin. We are not realizing that fast fashion clothes have so many chemicals in it that we probably don't know about. So that's when I started reading, and I came across azo-free dyeing, which I will talk about also in a bit. And basically, we wanted to create something that's good for you, good for the environment, and that's how we started working on this brand. And it took us quite a while to find the right vendors. I think about 2 years till we finally launched our first collection. So there was a lot of trial error that we did, and yeah, we launched the collection that we were happy with finally. So that was about it. Yeah.
So, what I'm listening from you, Divya, I feel that you're talking more about being conscious about your fashion. You have to be conscious at every step, what top you're wearing, or what dress you're wearing, or how you're presenting is definitely, you're adding to that. When you're putting it up as a brand, you're taking care of the other aspects. So it's more about conscious fashion, right? Would you like to speak more on this?
So we do relate our brand to more of a, we call it a conscious brand, wherein we're consciously taking decisions as to what fabric we're using, what styles we are making. In the sense, they're very timeless. You can wear it today, you can wear it maybe 5 years later as well. You can style it in different ways. A lot of our designs are, firstly, they're very safe for pregnant women in terms of the dyeing and the fabrics, and secondly, they're designed in a way where you can wear it when you're pregnant also. You can also wear it in the months where you've delivered, and it will still fit you, it will still look nice. So we want our clothes to give you more of a wear. We don't want it to be like, okay, you're buying it today, you're wearing it once, you're wearing it twice, and then you need to discard it. So we're very
Wow.
conscious about everything that we're doing. Like, we're trying and we're learning a lot of things along the way, and we'll try to incorporate it and make our brand also better as we go along.
Wow, that's really good. So, Divya, tell me what challenges you have faced in general in your business as well as in creating this conscious brand. Because I think no journey is simple, and everyone has got those obstacles, those hurdles which you have to navigate through and reach to your successful, that point where you feel satisfied, you feel successful as well. So how did you go through that?
Yeah, so it's going to be a year since we launched, but we were working about on it for about, I think, almost a year and a half, or maybe even two, before we actually launched. So like I said, there was a lot of trial error that happened. We found vendors, we were not very happy. We went back to the drawing board, designed a whole other collection. So these were the small obstacles, and we still are trying to find vendors that we can trust in. Secondly, to come down to price points, I think in India there's still not enough awareness about the importance of wearing good quality sustainable clothes. It's still more about fast fashion because it's cheaper. People like to wear new clothes all the time, so for them it's better. Like, they think it's okay, we can buy something that's maybe worth 1,500, 2,000, wear it once, it's worth the price. But we're not realizing this worth the price, what it does to the environment. So if you're not paying the price for the garment, somebody else is. The labor, it's like the reason they're able to sell it at that price point is because they're probably not paying fair wages, because the quality is not as good. So that's why our clothes are expensive. We have a group of tailors who are self-employed, so we don't pay them. We pay them as to how much they quote us. It's not like we're paying them monthly salary and they have to work around the clock and give us our clothes. So all of these small things make a lot of difference in why our prices are what they are. So that was one obstacle. We are hoping, we are trying to bring down our price points. We're also hoping that consumers realize what they are paying for. So that's one big obstacle. And secondly, yeah, just finding the right vendors. I think it's a process. We're still in it, we're still doing it, we're still looking around. So these are the obstacles that we faced. Yeah.
So I guess a little more conscious awareness among people, if different, modems you all use to come and speak up, rather than just putting it up on pages, it will really help people to understand what is your conscious branding saying.
Right.
Correct.
Why is it important for them to shift? Like, as Aanchal said, even for her to shift from normal food to her plant-based food, it
Yeah.
took quite a while to understand how it's working on herself so that she could bring it up to others. So I think it's an amazing, you all are already in the journey, and all the very best. At the same time, you both together, I would like to ask you all, as women entrepreneurs, what challenges in general you face when you do a startup, and what advice would you like to give women who are looking to start up something new?
So, so speaking of challenges as a woman entrepreneur, I think one of the biggest challenges is just juggling between, your personal life and your work. For me personally, as a new mom, since my son is still so young, his classes have just begun, things like that. I think having a career and having that work-life balance has been the biggest challenge as of today. And I think in the past, like I remember I started my brand in 2013, and it was still treated as a hobby. It was not really, of course, I have had, I'm not going to take away from my family. They have been my greatest support system, and they are the reason that I even, had that motivation to start something. But on the other hand, maybe being a girl, being a woman, it was treated as something that is a hobby, but not something that is necessarily going to be a business. So, changing that whole mindset, giving that kind of time to my business, for everybody to realize that, okay, no, this maybe starts off as a hobby, but eventually, it is some that we are looking to transition it into a business, and and make a serious career out of it.
And it's as good as,
Yes.
your own baby. I can so relate it to, what you're speaking. And I just got remember this new movie which is now coming up a lot, Mrs., where she is wanting to dance and make a career of her dance, but it is taken like dance is just a hobby, and it's
Exactly.
never taken seriously.
Yeah.
So I think 99% of the women can relate to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Most of them, they have started their journey from there, where they
Yeah.
were taken as this is your hobby and not your work line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Achal has put it very rightly that when a woman is working, it is always like, plan B and not a necessary thing to do. So, there are a lot of times when a woman takes a back seat, when there
Yeah.
is a marriage, when she experiences motherhood. And trust me, once you become a mother, as I am a parenting coach, I understand that small steps, every milestone, you will realize that you will need those breaks. Like, I'm sure today also, if your child is unwell, you have to take a break. There is no choice. If the
Right.
child has some exam, some crucial things, so it is like, a mother has to take a break. So, of course, with this kind of work, you can balance it. And as you both are together, like Achal and Divya will understand each other's personal issues and elevate their work, together. So I think this is really brilliant and a good plan to, work together and understand each other's, personal issues, and even working on the professional problems together. It's always जैसे बोलते हैं एक और एक 11 होता है, so your strength increases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's really a good idea to collaborate with like-minded people and take your work ahead.
Right.
So
Divya,
that
would you
that is
like to
needed, I
share your
feel.
thoughts, something on this?
I would just like to say to all of the girls, young girls out there, that if you have the conviction to do something, I think you just have to stick through it and like you need to build your circle with people who will push you. Like Anchal mentioned, our families have been super supportive, our partners have been very supportive, and they are a big reason why we're doing what we're doing also. So I think that's a blessing for us. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Amazing.
absolutely.
I'd also
And
like
I
to
think you both, yes, yes, Achal.
I was saying that I'd also like to mention that Divya herself is newly married, so I know that she also has, has struggles of her own when
Commitments.
it comes to juggling. So it's not just about motherhood and having a career, but I think it's also about juggling, life in different ways. And in Divya's case, like I know that, this is something that she's sort of trying to we've just started this label also, right? It's relatively new. So she's kind of brought this, along with her marriage, and both things are happening together in her life. So she's also juggling through it, and I think she's doing it
But
beautifully.
it's the most blissful experience, when you can achieve everything together, See, you're struggling at every step, that's no problem. But,
Right.
at least you're able to take one step ahead and move and see where you're heading to. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
I would like to highlight one point is financial independency. Why not? If you have the knowledge, if you have the skills, you execute it. And I'm not saying money is everything, but when you put your skill, put your knowledge on something, and if you get success in terms of money, why not? Accept it, enjoy it. It's leisure, it's your hard work. So we
Yeah.
should be accepting this part of life as well. And we just have to be like very focused and as a woman, because it's month of March, and we are getting women influencers, women entrepreneurs, to show the world that times have changed, and women like you are making change in your personal life, in the society, and in general you are making a lot of changes all around the world by creating this awareness. So this plant-based food and eco-friendly fabrics is what people are like not that much aware or conscious, but I'm sure with your products, people will change their routine, they will change their lifestyle, and I'm sure they will, as we are like, young people, like parents say ki you brush every day. Now no one is coming and telling us ki you brush every day, because it's become a part of our lifestyle. So I'm sure this plant-based food or these eco-friendly fabrics will become part of our lifestyle, because when we will make this conscious effort, we will realize that this is so much good for our own personal self and also for the environment. So kudos to both of you, Achal and Divya. All the all the success, all the happiness, and best of luck to both of you. And it was lovely talking to both of you. And you just grow and keep on climbing the ladder of success.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Divya.
for giving us this
Thank you,
platform.
Aanchal. And
Thank
I
you.
feel that you will be really encouraging many other women to take a step in something that is not very open to the world, something that is new. It may be their ideas, it may be their creativity, but people get scared to step up. Ki, will it be accepted? So you've broken those barriers where thinking whether, uh, you know, whether it will be liked or no, whether people will buy it or no. But you broke those barriers and you've entered here. It's amazing. And yes, thank you so much for being here. Devna, anything would you like to add?
I will just request the viewers that follow their social media handles, follow them on Instagram, and I'm sure you will get the best, whatever they are, trying to launch through their kind thoughts, and I think their kind souls as well, because they are really genuinely thinking about people's health and the benefits that the people will have. So please, guys, follow them on Instagram, follow their products, and just try them as well, and just share it among your friends.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank
See you
Thank
all
you,
again
everyone.
next Wednesday for our next podcast. Thank you, Achal. Thank you, Divya. Thank you, Devna.
Thank you.
Thank you.